And we are live. Hello, and welcome to Kosi Nation Fan TV. Pelolo, I'm your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Amakusi Football Club. So Kaizer Chiefs just lost. Like they just got demolished by Utrecht by 4 goals to nil. And I know that some people are absolutely livid. Some people are angry. And part of it comes from the fact that those people are the ones who were laughing at Pirates earlier, and now the shoe is on the other side, and people don't like that. No one likes losing. I don't like losing. But as the title says, I saw some positives in this game, and I think those things are worth talking about more than the negatives, because another very, very important thing about this whole situation is context, right? With everything that we do, with every game that Kaizer Chiefs play, we need to put everything to context. What do I mean by context? I mean, if you go to Europe and you go to the top 5, to the top 10 ranked league, you will find Eredivisie right there. That's why Chiefs chose to play with Utrecht, because they're at the level so high that it's going to by default make Kaizer Chiefs better, especially defensively right now. Because what we saw in the first half, as much as they scored a goal, but it was a set piece, the defensive solidity in that first half was very good, because we're playing against a team that had the ball. Like their best team, Utrecht's best team, was the one that played the first half. Then they came in second half and then they scored 2 goals. So their best team is the one that scored 3 goals. They started the first half, scored the first goal by that set piece, and then they scored the other 2 goals when they came back from halftime. But what you saw from Chiefs in the first half is how solid they were defensively, is how organized the team was. And I will tell you, that is very important, more than anyone can tell you. Structure and organization of a team, especially when defending, is very good. Because why is this important? It's important to like the video as well. Please like the video. We have 200 people watching and only 13 likes. So let's get those likes up, please. Let's just get to over 100 likes right now. Yeah, so as I was saying, structure of a team is very important, whether be it defensively, whether be it offensively. If you're seeing a team that is pressing 4-4-2 in every phase, you can see they're shifting around. Okay, it's structure. That means they're doing something. The technical team is doing something, and I'm happy with that, because then we come back second half and then they just run through us and then they score a goal. Fine, it happens. But the team that we're playing against was number 4 in the Eredivisie last season. The only team that's above them, if you check the Eredivisie, you will see that there is, if we count the teams that are in the Eredivisie, right, you will see that the teams that were ahead of Utrecht, PSV Eindhoven, who were playing in the Champions League, Ajax Amsterdam, Feyenoord were coached by Arne Slot before he left for Liverpool. Then Utrecht. So they are the 4th best team in Netherlands, and they play in Europa League. So that is also a very important piece of context. But as I said, Chiefs had structure. That's important. Number 2, on top of the fact that Chiefs had structure, we need to talk about Aiden McCarthy. Aiden McCarthy from development. Aiden McCarthy, if I think one mistake that I can blame Nabi for, not trusting McCarthy last season. Because I feel like McCarthy would have solved a lot of our problems in that left back position. Because even when he did come to the senior team, they played him as a left back and he performed. So I think that we made a mistake last season by not playing Aiden McCarthy, because you can clearly see what the boys matured. That's why he was even captain in the DDC team. That's why I was trusted to go play in the Chen, because he's good. Mfana is good. And if there's one thing that I think most of us can conclusively agree on, it's the fact that Aiden McCarthy, over the past 2 matches, if you don't mention Ucele, because Ucele is obviously our most prolific and is the standout player with Chiefs, Aiden McCarthy, so far in the past 2 games, it's been him and then it's been Ucele. And that also brings me to the third person, which is Umyane, right? Because we are talking about new signings and there is a lot of negativity around Usilva, who we'll talk about later on in the video. And there's some negativity around Uchisledu as well. We are going to talk about him later on in the video. Guys, 439 concurrent viewers and only 66 likes. Guys, like the video. Please like the video. This is just set to look at. We're about to get 500 people watching, but only 68, 67 likes. And let's also subscribe. We're trying to get to 60,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Let's like the video. Mina ngisabuka ama likes ukuthi why ama likes ehleli ku 69. Nakho athi ukukhuphuka kancane. Akakhuphuke nje afike nje ku 300. Okay, so Uthabiso Munyane has been solid, and I think Uthabiso Munyane is exactly what we needed, ne? Because now when Thabiso Munyane was signed, I said to you guys that I think he's a very good idea for Chiefs, Uthabiso Munyane. And by the way, when this live ends, I will go to TikTok and do a live there as well, so that people can come in and comment, because here I can't do that because of whatever reason. So yeah, Aiden McCarthy, Uthabiso Munyane as a right back. So Uthabiso Munyane is good for 2 reasons. One, he can be our starter and do that, right? And the performances that he has shown so far show that he can be the starter. But number 2, he is also good because even if the coaches still see Frosler as a better option than Munyane, they will, or rather, Frosler himself will look at Munyane and think, this guy can take my food if I don't pull up my socks. So what Munyane has added is he's given us options, but he's also given competition. You get me? So that's the thing that I'm saying, Guti. Umunyane, what he did in this game or in the previous 2 games, he's clearly showing that he's not here to just add numbers. He's showing that he's playing to do a lot. Which then brings us to our midfielders. Our midfielders, if we talk about them, one thing that will always be highlighted is Unyambose, right? Because Unyambose is a type of a player who's played so that he can give you some muscle, right? Someone who's going to win the ball, someone who's going to... But then there is also the downside of his game, which is the fact that he just doesn't know how to play a forward pass. And I said to those of you who are watching me or with the watch along, I said that with Umthetwa, there is a trade-off. So they've accepted that, okay, he can't give us anything going forward, but we trust him that he's going to give us something defensively. But that's likely going to end the moment Undlovu joins the team, because Undlovu has that muscle, right? But he also has some output going forward. I think that's one thing that's going to happen. But I cannot blame Unyambos and say he was horrible and he should never play for Chiefs, because there are games that will require for him to be there. He's the one who gave away the free kick, by the way, that led to a goal. But it's fine. I'm going to say that Undlovu is probably going to add something to the Kaizer Chiefs team when he finally arrives. So I'm okay with that. Which then brings us to Ucele just walking on water at this point. And Ungobo, let's talk about Ungobo. I want to talk about Ungobo. I cannot talk about Ungobo because uting block hello. Hide user from channel. Balandel be pirate abazosdelela langzoba remover fast. Sengim remove lo munye wabo. But what I'm saying ukuthi Ungobo, one thing that he wasn't trusted with in previous seasons was his physicality. He's not that great, right? And there is a fear there, Yoguti, he won't do certain things right. But now you're seeing him going up and down, which is something that we should upload, right? It's better. He's getting better as a player. He's maturing. That's good. The wingers, Mdusha Balala, we've talked about him struggling a lot as a winger, but today he looked much better. Lilepo was tracking back. Up front, Silva again, because that's who people will want to talk about. Yes, let's like the video. Silva did not get the ball again, like in the first match. Can I judge him? No. The verdict is still not out on Silva. The verdict will be out on Silva the moment I see him getting the ball and losing the ball. Because what people keep on saying is, but he loses the ball. How many times did he get it? Because I watch Abo Lamine Yamal get the ball and then losing it 15 times in one match, but scoring 2 goals. But they got that ball 40 times and then they lost it 15 times. If you put that in percentages, that's 25% of the time they get the ball, they lose it. And here we're talking about the best people in the world, footballing wise. So I can't judge a player based on him not getting the ball. Konoti mic yami ayizwakali kahle kanjani mic yami mic yami ayizwakali. Anyways, I'm going to move on and talk about the changes. The changes, funny enough, the second team that played today, strangely enough, I think we look better with the second team. I will also attribute that to the fact that Utrecht had also made substitutions and then they were playing with their worst team, right? So I think that also worked in our favor and that's why we look better. But I also think that when it comes to competition, so I think that our second team was much better. I think that another thing that also happened in this game is, I just forgot what I wanted to say. Okay, I was reading, which is my mic a problem. Now, my mic is fine. Yeah, so I'm saying that the other thing that needs to be taken into account is the fact that today's game was about, yes, let's get 300 likes, was about the defensive solidity, which was not there, which is now something that I think we should drill down on. Because people will talk about the best teams that have won the league, the teams that have won the league properly are teams that are built on defensive solidity, right? And if you are built on defensive solidity, you will be a much better team. And I think that Unabi, to a certain point, by playing against these teams that are better than us, he's also trying to do that. Because if you think about it, in our next game, say we play against who are we playing tomorrow? Kaizer Chiefs. Yeah, but tomorrow NEC yingonjele NEC akon angiyazi nakuyazi-ke, but bona they are also in the Eredivisie. Yeah, also in the Eredivisie. So if we play against teams that are clearly better than us, that's definitely going to help Chiefs to play better. So for me, I'm okay with this preseason. But what I will also say, above and everything else, is the fact that they shouldn't have shown these friendlies. The reason for that is because of all the negativity that is on social media. All the negative comments that I'm seeing right now are a reason why I think that it probably was a mistake to show these friendlies, because 70% of the people do not care whether their team plays well or not. All they want to see is a team winning. And since the team didn't win, it's only natural that people are going to be negative about it. But me, as Umpilo, watching not just as a fan, but also as a coach myself, I think that there are things that you can look at from this Kaizer Chiefs team and say, we can build on that. Get Chislett more on the ball, because he's not getting on the ball. And as such, we can't see what he wants to do. Abo Shinga, they are not getting much on the ball. And that makes you go, maybe he's not a good player. But it's because they're not on the ball. How are they going to look good if they're not on the ball? But that's just me. People will let me know what they think on the comment section. Let's head to TikTok and watch the live there, because I'm going to do the live and then I'm going to let people speak as well. Kosi Nation Fan TV on TikTok, that's where we are about to have a live. Thank you so much for watching, And until next time, remember, equals Pelumoy.